How's it going, YouTube? Mark from Like Minded Lunatics coming at you with another Friday night reaction video. I hope everyone had a great week. It's been a pretty good week for me. This week we've got a really exciting video to watch. I'm pretty excited about it. We've got AC/DC's You Shook Me All Night Long. But before we get to that, I want to remind everybody, please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the videos that you're seeing. Even if you don't enjoy them, please hit that subscribe button. It does us a huge favor with YouTube's analytics. And we sure do like seeing your comments. Please feel free to leave us all the feedback you would like. That way we can get back to you. We can see what you're liking, what you're not liking. Give us a thumbs up, all that good stuff. All right. So again, we're going to do AC/DC's You Shook Me All Night Long. Now this song originally came out on the 1980 album Back in Black. And Back in Black was recorded mere months after Bon Scott, the original singer of AC/DC, tragically passed away. Now, the band members, specifically Angus and Malcolm Young, they didn't know whether they would continue or not. And they were devastated by Bon's passing. And they started looking for a singer, and they remembered that Bon had actually talked about a singer that he had seen in England by the name of Mr. Brian Johnson, who played for the band Geordie. And so they brought Brian into the band, and this was his first album. It was one of their biggest selling albums of all time. Now, there is a little bit of controversy over this song. Some folks say that some of these lyrics did come from Bon, even though he is not credited as one of the authors. Regardless, I think this is one of the greatest rock and roll songs of all time. In my head, if there is a Encyclopedia Galactica where the galaxy's information is collected, underneath human music, underneath rock and roll, there just needs to be a picture of AC/DC. For me, they're rock and roll incarnate. Now, this is probably not my favorite AC/DC song, but it's my favorite AC/DC video. So this came out in 1980, but the video we're going to watch came out in 1986, and it was filmed with the Who Made Who album. All right, let me bring up the thing, and we can get this started. So I hope you're having a good week. This week, I'm going to go with a Martin House Orange Cream Beer. And the reason I'm going with the Orange Cream Beer, you'll see in just a second, this video takes place in North England, in Yorkshire, and it just makes me think about being in the UK. And I miss the UK dramatically. And one of the things that I love to do the moment we land in the UK is to get me some Jaffa cakes. And this reminds me of Jaffa cakes, so that's what I'm going with. So you don't have to get an alcoholic beverage, but let's get something in our system, and cheers to the end of a week and hopefully the beginning of an even better weekend. Cheers, everybody. All right, let's get this thing started. 1980, AC/DC. You Shook Me All Night Long. There's Huddersfield in Yorkshire County. Real working class town. Love this old Victorian looking building here. Oh boy, now we got our first image of Mr. Brian Johnson. Now, one of the things they were going for this video, they were trying to create kind of an Andy Capp feel to it. I don't know if you're familiar with the cartoon Andy Capp, but Google it, and it's essentially about a Northern Englishman who pretty much all he does is tie one on at the pub, sleep one off at his house, or play football, play soccer on the pitch, and he's dressed just like Andy Capp. Now there's Miss Corrine Russell, a page 3 girl. Oh my God, what are you washing with, Brian? Don't you like that lyric? Don't you just love it? She had the sightless eyes telling me no lies. And the next one is great. Knocking me out with those American thighs. Now, I was yapping, so you probably couldn't hear it. But one of the things that I love about this song is that number one, Malcolm Young is probably one of the greatest rhythm guitar players for rock and roll in my head of all time. He doesn't actually begin playing in this song until around 40 seconds into it. So crank your stereo speakers up, and what you'll hear is the guitar. At the beginning of this song, the guitar is only coming out of your right speaker. And it's only until Brian sings "Knocking Me Out with Those American Thighs" that Malcolm comes in on the left channel. I don't know if you can hear it because I've got it turned down on the thing, but crank it up and see if you can tell. Here he comes. There we go. Now we get Malcolm. All right. Just like all AC/DC songs, this is filled with innuendo. She told me to come, but I was already there. There's exercises for that, gentlemen. Now, it looks to me like, number one, Angus is playing so aggressively, his hat has just flown off. His hat is now gone. It can't stay on his little head. I also like that apparently we're watching Brian Johnson get ready for a date with Miss Corinne Russell. And his idea of getting ready is to have a bath in what appears to be a wash tub, and then to throw powder underneath his armpits. And then she's waiting for him. I always like that little kick that he does. That's a Chuck Berry thing. All right, well, now, I mean, the girl's waiting on you, Brian. You're going to the chippery? All right, hopefully you picked up enough for the lads. You can't just throw that shit in the canal, Brian. Now, interesting bit of trivia about this. When they filmed this is in Huddersfield, and they just wandered around Huddersfield for the day. You can actually go online and find all the shooting locations. This is the Paddock Chemist. So if you just type in Huddersfield Paddock Chemist, Google will take you right to this place. I love in just a second Angus's face. I feel like that some of this wasn't planned. All right, so Brian's going to go in, get some provisions for him and the lads. Now watch Angus's face here. I feel like Brian came out with way more beer than was planned. That's the laugh of a man who's like, "Oh, mate, what are you doing? How many beers have we got to drink tonight, Brian?" Oh, he's finally made it. He's finally at his date's house. He's got his good powder under his armpits. He's got some beers. He's got a couple of packs of cigarettes. What in the hell? So he walks in, assumingly to pick up this girl for a date. She's in there on a mechanical bull. What kind of flat does she rent there? And look at this man's face. That's the face of a well-chuffed man. That's what that face is. And there's an interview with Brian, and he's talking about walking in, and this reaction is his reaction to seeing Corinne Russell. So I think that's funny too. And he dropped the beers. It wasn't planned. Him seeing her and dropping the beers was apparently in the moment. Interesting bit of trivia. She apparently cut her ass really bad on the spurs she's wearing on that day riding that mechanical bull. And one of the stagehands rushed over to help her. And they ended up falling in love on the set that day and getting married later. And and Angus and Malcolm gave them a mechanical bull for their wedding present. Again, there's Malcolm. He is, again, in my head, he is one of the greatest rhythm guitar players of all time. And not only do they have a mechanical bull in this flat, they also have a huge stage, what appears to be exercise bikes in the back. I hope that Mac from It's Always Sunny didn't design those bikes. There's a whole spin class going on. Ladies, I don't know from experience, but it would seem to me that those are not the outfits you would want to wear in a spin class. Here comes Angus. Woo! Oh, he got so much energy, man. Why are there ass zippers? I mean, as a person who does have to go to the bathroom more than his fair share, that seems to be a good plan until you have to sit down on it. That doesn't seem like it would be comfortable at all, the ass zipper. Again with the ass zipper. Oh, now being the pharmacist is getting into it. Now, contrary to what some people are saying on the internet, that is not Sir Paul McCartney. I don't know who got that bright idea. That man doesn't even look like Paul McCartney. And can I just say, that is an amazing hairstyle. Why has this hairstyle not come back into fashion? It needs to come back immediately. Oh no! Oh no, little Angus got in trouble. He's probably late coming home from school. Get in here, boy! Ah, you too, Malcolm! What in the world? Now we've got a bed made out of lights and glass? Again, the look that he gives when he walks into the flat for the first time is his real look at seeing Corrine Russell for the first time. Oh man, I don't need to start it again. What a great video that was! So fun. Makes me want to just wander around a northern English city, getting beers and hanging out in weird flats. Don't you feel like that? Now, I saved this for the last because I didn't want to interrupt the beginning of this thing. I didn't want to, to calm things down. But one of the things I love is Malcolm's playing. After Malcolm passed away, Ian Scott, the front man for Anthrax, wrote a big eulogy to him. Very sweet, very moving, and I'll probably link it down below. But one of the things that he wrote was that AC/DC's, and I'm quoting him here, AC/DC's music is all about successful rhythm, steamrolling, hard-hitting, steady rhythm that the band never changed through their decades-long career. Malcolm was the conductor of the rock and roll train that is AC/DC, quietly driving the song with subtle complexity while allowing Angus to embellish with explosive solos and onstage antics. And you really can see, or you can really hear that if you listen to just Malcolm isolated. So this is just the rhythm guitar of You Shook Me All Night Long. So this is just Malcolm. He stops here and he lets Angus do his thing. We can fast forward to right around 40 seconds in when he kicks back in, knocking me out with those American thighs. And Malcolm has to do this the entire song. He has to keep him on rhythm. He has to make sure he's consistent. And this might be one of the most recognizable riffs in all of rock and roll. Maybe Back in Black is more recognizable, but this is right up there. Now, even more impressive than Shook Me All Night Long is Malcolm in Thunderstruck. Thunderstruck's probably my favorite AC/DC song, but the video is just them on stage, which is fine, but there's not a lot for us to react to. But listen to the rhythm guitar in Thunderstruck. He's got to do this the entire damn song. The entire song, Malcolm has to do this. And I encourage you to watch live recordings of them playing. Angus is on stage, just like Ian Scott, doing his leads with all of his antics. And Malcolm, unassumingly, is in the back, doing this the entire damn time. The entire time. Like a computer. I don't know if there's ever going to be another Malcolm. The last thing I'll leave you with is this is one of the great sing-along songs of all time. And I dearly wish I'd been at this concert. This is at Download Festival in 2012. Download Festival is the biggest English rock and roll festival. This is Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm. Now, I'm a huge Lizzie Hale fan, and I got to find a way to get some videos about her up. But just check this out. Oh, one more thing. This was not planned. Corey asked Lizzie right before they went up, do you know any AC/DC songs? And she said this is the only one that she knew off the top of her head without having to actually look at lyrics. So this wasn't planned. Get ready for Lizzie to belt it out. She was the best machine. She kept the best damn woman that I've ever seen. She had a sign in his eyes telling me no lies and knocking me out with those Americans singing more than a shit. She had If you've never seen Lizzie Hale, Hailstorm still tours regularly. You should see them. Now listen to everybody sing along, man. Now watch, she tries to throw to Corey, and Corey throws it back to her real quick. Here it comes. Take it, Corey. No, you do it, Lizzie. All right, we'll stop there. What a good song. What a great rock and roll song. What a great video to start the weekend. All right, folks, hope you had fun. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and please leave us some comments. I love seeing your feedback. All right, folks, take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon.